Hello everyone, today we are back with our horizontal power assessment. It's called the standing long jump, more commonly known as the broad jump. What this test measures is your horizontal power, unlike our vertical jumps which measure vertical power. So depending on your athlete, depending on their sport, whichever one is more specific to their sport, you're going to use that assessment. Of course, this is a really easy assessment. You could honestly do a broad jump and a vertical jump in the same day. Just make sure you're doing everything in the same order from your post-test back to your pre-test, same time of day, all of those testing things that you have to think about. Generally for this test, all you need is a tape measure. Ideally, you have about a 10-foot area for your space. It depends on your athlete, but you want to make sure that they have a good, easy wind-up area and that there's not like a wall or a weight rack in front of them where if they don't stick the landing, they fall straight into it. I have about an 8-foot space, but that's because I know that I don't need that much space because my broad jump's not as good as some of your collegiate athletes would be. So you have a line here that your toes go behind. Then you're going to counter movement, explode, and stick. As you guys can notice, my right leg is farther back than my left leg. So that's how we're going to measure. Whatever foot's back farther, usually I have a little bit more of a symmetrical landing, but the rearmost foot is what you measure off of. So you take that heel, you mark straight back, got 67 inches there. It's better if you don't measure yourself. You have someone in with maybe a yardstick so they can get an accurate assessment. So you would measure the best of 3. Usually your third trial will be the best, and then you're either going to measure it to the nearest centimeter or the nearest ½ inch, depending on what metric you use. So really quick, just again, have your athlete set up, counter movement, big stick, and now my left heel is my rearmost, but I improved that by 7 inches just from the second time around. So that is likely to happen unless you just have some kind of a mess up or you get too much in your head or you don't stick the landing. The more times you do this, to an extent, you can fatigue yourself, but after about 3 times, you're probably gonna have your best one on the third one. So as far as rest goes, if you're wondering about that, if you have a line of athletes, which usually you will, that's fixed in rest, you don't have to worry about it. If it's just one, this isn't an assessment where you need several minutes of rest. Just make sure you're timing the rest in between. You don't want them to cool down too much, and make sure it's the exact same every time for when you do your retest. Let's say it's 30 seconds. I need to make sure the next time that I do it, it's 30 seconds and it's not 10 seconds or it's not a minute because that will affect the test. All right, thank you guys.